Here to set the broadcast up. Just need just a moment to get Periscope set up. Hope everybody's doing okay today. I'm waiting on everything to connect. All right, let's give this a shot here. Just trying to get my Periscope title going live here, and you guys just bear with me, and I will be ready to start in just a moment. I got two computers going here, so I need just a moment to get all the chats flowing through here so I can see them. Okay, Facebook Live is rolling. Let's see, put a few hashtags in here. I'm trying to type on a phone. I really need to be an octopus. Trying to type on a phone and look at everything at the same time is a little tedious. Just about done here. Okay, I've got Periscope rolling now. So let me check on everything. Let's make sure it all looks right. And I have all my broadcasts rolling on restream.io. Let's just check Periscope out, make sure it looks right. And guys, I'm going to try and get to all the comments as quickly as I can. I won't be able to see all of them because I'm trying to keep an eye on several windows at once here, but I will be with you as quickly as I can. Okay, let me make sure. All right, looks like Periscope is live. Do we have anybody on Periscope yet? If you could, just give me a one in the box um, if you are on the broadcast. All right, and for those of you in on Facebook Live, if you're seeing this, it's great to have you here. Okay, everybody. Let's see. Glenn Garns joined on Periscope. Great to have you, Glenn. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate it. Just a little bit of quick housekeeping, guys. So this is my scopes and my broadcasts aren't like your traditional ones. I actually broadcast across multiple networks at once. I use a combination of things to hit multiple channels, so I can't really keep an eye on all of the comments. I do try and go back and look at them if I don't catch them live. But we're on Facebook Live right now, Periscope. Let's see, UStream. What else? YouTube Live. We're on Twitch. We're on Hitbox. We're on Stream.me, Azubu, and a couple of others. So I've got this stream going out everywhere. It is being recorded, so I will have this available. I'll put it out on an archive on my website when we're done. So I just want to do a quick bit of housekeeping here just to make sure everybody's good. Okay, so if you are on Periscope, let's see, please describe your setup if you don't mind. I will be glad to cover that toward the end of the broadcast. I want to go ahead and take care of a few things, and then we can talk through it. So the the purpose of this broadcast is to provide you guys with a little bit of marketing training. Just to give you a little bit of background about myself. I've been around for since the early to mid 90s doing online marketing of various sorts. I also work with local business owners. I'm a full-time IT professional, so I've got a full-time job, but I also keep a full-time business going. So I don't really slow down a whole lot, except for my family. I do take time with them. So I'm trying to get more active in doing over-the-shoulder type of training and broadcasts rather than just the traditional putting a phone in front of your face and only being able to captivate one audience at a time. So, um, and for whoever it was on Periscope that asked me the question about my setup, I am actually in the process of developing an online course right now that I'll be selling. I was hoping to do it by December 28th. It didn't work out that way. I had too many other obstacles in my way. So it's going to be about mid to late January before I release that. But it will actually be covering step by step how to set up a webcast like this and broadcast it out to multiple channels at once using free tools and using run-of-the-mill webcams and microphones and similar hardware. So I I will be providing some announcements on that a little bit later on. But for today, uh, what we're going to do is cover a little bit of housekeeping. If you're on Periscope, if you're using an iPhone, I want you to swipe right, I believe. And if you're on an Android, I want you to swipe up. If you're not sharing this with your followers and friends, I would greatly appreciate it if you find it useful. If you don't worry about it. If you're not following me already, please do go ahead and click on the little Perry guy down in the corner and go ahead and give me a follow. And I will be glad to reciprocate the follow when I get a chance. I do like to investigate every profile. I don't just follow blanketly follow everybody. I like to look at who my audience is and connect with you personally. So if you're on Facebook, if you're not already following me, I would love to have you as a follower on Facebook, so you can find my contact details over here to the left in this broadcast window. So you'll see on Twitter, I can be found at FMG Plan. FMG is Freelance Marketing Group. It's my marketing company. So on Facebook, you can reach me on facebook.com/FMGplan. On Periscope, that's also my handle. And on YouTube, it's Freelance LLC for my channel there. So if you'd like to catch this broadcast on any of those networks, feel free to do so at this time. Okay, let me make sure I got everybody here. I see a couple of people that have showed up on Facebook and a few on the other networks. And I will try and keep an eye on all of the comments at once, guys. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm not going to waste any more of your time here. So now that we've covered the housekeeping, let's talk about what this broadcast is. It's the demise of the free offer, or the free traditional offer. So what I mean by that, traditionally people take squeeze pages, they take free ebooks, free reports, guides, they give them away, but people have been beaten to death with them. Okay, if you're not already doing squeeze pages, or not already doing lead magnets and giving away material to gain subscribers to get on your email or similar lists, then what you need to do is tweak this process a little bit so that you stand out from the competition. Because everybody, and I mean everybody, has done the free guide or the free this, that, or the other, and people just aren't reading them. They're not watching them. And I'm actually going to go into detail on that in a minute. What I've prepared for you actually is a I prepared a blog post where I actually took an ebook. I also made a video out of it. It's actually the same content. So a lot of what I talk about, I actually implement those same things on one or more of my website. So the demise of the traditional free offer. If you go to whatithinkandmore.com, you will see that, and I'll actually put that over here for you guys so you've got a reference for it. Give me just a moment. I am going to type that and put it on the screen so you can see it. I will make this available to you. I'm going to change the color of the font to be yellow. And I'm going to drop this on the screen for you guys here. Okay, can everybody see that on the screen? So I put whatithinkandmore.com there on the screen underneath the title over here to the right, just above my video window. Okay, so we're going to dive right in, guys. We're gonna actually go through a PowerPoint slide that is that's a lot of the material that I put together in this blog article and video. I'm actually going to paraphrase that, and I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to talk about the highlights instead of reading to you like a bedtime story. I'm actually going to go through this, and we're going to cover all the bases, and I'm going to show you in the presentation what I'm talking about. So I put a few hashtags together here for this presentation. So we have hashtag New Year, hashtag Training, hashtag FMG Plan. The hashtag FMG Plan going forward is actually going to be my hashtag that I use for all of my training or events or tips and tricks related to online marketing or B2B type marketing. So before we get started, let's do a quick check. Can everybody see my video and hear me okay? If you can, give me a 1 in a comment box on any of the broadcast channels that you're seeing this on. Okay, you can? All right, that's great. All right, so if you do see me pan side to side with my head every once in a while, I'm trying to look at all the comments. I'm trying to see everybody that's in here and trying to answer everyone as I can. Okay, so let's dive right in. Uh, like I said, the summary of this particular training is to talk about why traditional free offers aren't as effective anymore. People are blind to them. Uh, they don't really focus on them. They may be looking at them, but they've seen so many free guides and free reports. It's almost like a reflex to folks these days to opt in to get something free, and most of the time they don't even consume it. So that brings us to this first point here. So consider this. You know, you got 25% of the products on JVZoo, which is a popular marketplace. It might be ClickBank, might be one of the other, might be Warrior Plus, the other affiliate networks. But 25% of the products that are bought inside of the marketplace never even get consumed. People just whip out a credit card and they buy them because it was attractive to them, or there was some psychological trigger that got them to use that impulse and purchase. So that means that 25 out of 100 people who buy products, they don't even bother to download them. They never even go access a product. They're like, oh, you know what? I might need that someday. So they go jump in there and grab it, and they never even look at it. You know, they've just got a hard drive full of stuff that they've either not looked at or they've not even bothered to go download a digital good that they purchased. So it's it's really gotten monotonous for the marketplace. So you've got to do some things to stand out. So that's just one piece of the puzzle that is this big enigma. These people don't purchase products and do anything with them. So we want high conversions on our squeeze page. We want our offer to stand out. We want our subscribers to actually consume our content. That's the most important part. And we want our subscribers to be happy subscribers. We want these folks to be in tune with us, that they like us, and that they pay attention to what we have to say. These people are going to follow the person; they're not going to follow the content. So you want them to connect with you, and we want to deliver value in what we offer these folks. So let's be honest. Do you value the free reports as much as you used to? In other words, if you've gone out there and you've downloaded something for free somewhere, do you actually value that report the same as you used to when you first started online? So you know, when you first came online and you first started doing things on the marketing space, you started seeing these really shiny object squeeze pages. You started to see some glitz and glamour, and you're like, wow, that is fantastic. Let me put my email address in there and my name and go download this thing. And then they started to lose their luster a little bit because it was information overload. You were just completely overwhelmed at what you were looking at. Eventually, you would just opt in to get the free thing, and you wouldn't even do anything with it anymore. So what I'm going to touch on right here are a set of bullets where a simple change in your approach can have dramatic results. It really can make a big difference. So you obviously get higher conversions because the offer is different and much more valuable than just a free report. Okay, so you spend less time on your or less money on your traffic that you're used to paying for if you are paying for traffic, because you get higher conversion rates. You don't have to focus on spending more money to get that traffic to try and get those conversions. So you create higher expectations inside the mind of your new subscriber. So it's all about first impressions. It's about people connecting with you at that first moment. Your squeeze page, your lead magnet needs to be something that they remember, because that's where you connect with them. If you lose them at that point, you might as well not even have them as a subscriber. So you completely eradicate the problem of people giving you these fake email addresses to get the free item. What I've noticed, my email lists across all my different networks and different email marketing solutions I use, I've got about 40,000 subscribers. Now, of those 40,000, I would say roughly 35 to 38% of those are really active. And the rest of those are, they're freebie seekers, or they're people that ended up on my list from one of my different methods, but they're not really doing anything. They're kind of dormant. So I'm always in the process trying to connect with them, re-engage them. I'm actually focused on getting them off my list as quickly as possible, guys. So that's actually my goal, is to get them out of there and not even bother with them if they're not doing anything. It's pointless. So moving on to the next bullet, you really have a significantly higher chance of your freebie being consumed. And you remember our JVZoo statistic, you've actually got a better chance of somebody looking at your content and consuming it if you make a few changes. So you build more trust by giving more value. So it's all about the trust factor. It's all about connecting and establishing a level of trust that is extremely important to having that relationship with your subscriber. So, if you've got that trust there, then moving on to that next bullet, you got a much better chance of your subscribers remembering you and not just the thing that they got. They're going to connect with you, and it also results in higher open rates of your emails. So, you more than likely been told just to create the very simple squeeze page, the very easiest of solutions, whether you're a lead pages customer, a ClickFunnels customer, Optimized Press. I've tried them all. I've used them all. There's always a new one that comes out, a new shiny squeeze page creator. It's not about the fancy tools. It's about what people see that attracts them to it. So um, traditionally, you've been taught, let's give away that simple free report and just get them on a list. Well, getting a lot of subscribers is pretty much useless if those people aren't really getting value from your free offer. Okay, so if they're not getting any value, then why have them as a subscriber? It's useless to you. So let's take Aweber as an example. I have to pay a premium every month for my Aweber account. So when I pay for my Aweber account, I am paying on the number of subscribers that I have on my list. Thanks for inviting your followers on Periscope. I do appreciate that. So you get these people on your list. Well, you're actually paying for that. Okay, you're paying for those subscribers to be in there. I want to get you off that list if you're not interested in who I am and what I do. Okay, so I'm only interested in the ones that are consumed and connected to what I do. So the chances are that a large portion are not even reading that report. Okay, they're not looking at it. Why would you expect that they're going to open your emails when you send them to them if they never even consume the content that they got when they first connected with you? So in fact, most people signing up for free offers are doing so because they are addicted to downloading offers they have no intention of consuming. I've caught myself doing it. I've caught myself doing this multiple times where I'll go grab something, actually organize it well, thinking that this is a nice little rainy day type of piece of material that I'm going to use, and I never touch it. And I've stopped doing that. I stopped doing that a while back because I if I can't implement it in about 6 to 8 hours, it goes out in the trash. Man, if I can't implement what I consume and work with, it's done. I move on and I don't waste any more time on it, because what I find myself doing is getting distracted with junk that's never going to work for me. Okay, so I've I've seen so much stuff that just gets, people will get on a list, they'll get in there, and I'll go look at the link statistics and the click statistics, and they never even clicked on it. They never even downloaded the product. So I focus on the quality of my subscribers these days. So I want you to be able to do the same thing. So I'm going to come back to what I asked you all ago. So when was the last time you actually felt excited about signing up on a squeeze page to get a freebie? It's probably been a while. It's when you first started out. It's when everything was new to you and you hadn't seen it before. Do you still feel excited now? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. I mean, these days, it's got to be something that really jumps out at you. It's got to be something that's worthwhile. So your free offer must be so valuable that anyone landing on your squeeze page will find it almost impossible to actually turn it down. So your goal is very simple. I want you to give something different. It's much more valuable than just a free report, just a little PDF. You don't want to just do that, okay? So even if one single report has valuable content in it, the chances of everyone consuming that single report are very slim. So we're going to change the game up a little bit, okay? So here's a good example you can walk away with. So rather than just giving away a free report, get a microphone if you don't have one already. Read that report out loud and actually record an audio file using something like Audacity or other free software out there to do the recording. So the audio version of a free report's good, because it makes you stand apart from the competition. Most of your competition is just giving away that free report or that PDF. Make a mind map out of it, but make other ways of distributing that report available to someone. So, a good example of the audio report, you've already got the content. All you got to do is read through the content, you know, make it seem more lifelike and personable, not robotic when you're reading it. But if you know the material, you know what you're giving away, whether it was a PLR product that you picked up or not, go through the material, make sure it's meaningful and valuable, but then go through there and start recording it. And you take those MP3 files or those WAV files, you put them out there where it's available to somebody so they know that, oh, not only am I going to get a PDF of your free report, I'm going to get an audio version of that too. So most people these days have a phone in their hand, or they have a tablet, or they're in their car, and most radios today will either play MP3 files, or you could even burn them on a CD if you wanted to. But no matter what the case, audio works well because when you get somebody in their car, or you get somebody that's on the go and they've got headphones in, or they got a Bluetooth on, they actually have the opportunity to consume your content in a different way. They would not have gotten that if they just had a PDF file. They're not going to drive down the road reading a PDF file. Just not going to do it. But they might listen to what you had to say. And if it's the same thing you're trying to get across to them, you could direct them with a call to action to do something later once they listen to the audio. You could direct them back to the PDF. You could say, hey, if you like this, make sure you go back and look at the PDF. I put some resource links in there for you and some other materials. And they're going to remember that because they're going to remember what they heard. So you get the higher conversions on your squeeze page when you use a simple strategy like this. Okay, you provide more value than what your competition's doing, and your offer is a whole lot easier to promote because you already got the content made. Remember, you got one source of content, you're just making it a different way of distributing it. So you stand out from everybody else just by giving a free report, by having those multiple versions. You might actually make a video out of it. I use Content Samurai, and there's other tools for free that you can use too, but I will actually take my article, go put it in there. That's actually what I did on the post that we'll go back to in just a minute. Is I actually give you a video version of the same thing that you're reading there. But some people prefer video, and it's more of an audiovisual experience. Some people like reading more. Some people consume things better by listening to it in an audible fashion. So you've got a much better chance of building a relationship with your subscribers early in the process of your email marketing campaigns if you've connected with them in multiple ways. Okay, so that makes you stand out from just the other guy or gal that's out there that's giving something away with a traditional squeeze page with a single PDF file or some piece of something that they're going to download to their computer and probably never consume. So you want to make sure that you're giving your new subscribers every possible reason to believe you and to believe that you over deliver. Okay, so if you do that up front and you're offering all that up front and you're giving them multiple ways on the page to get it, then you're standing out above what others are doing these days, because most people aren't doing it. Most people will slap a squeeze page together quickly, they'll give away a free piece of content, and they move on. And those subscribers, they're probably not even looking at the analytics, so those subscribers are just kind of dropping off, or they're dormant and they're useless. So that's the end of the slideshow. I'm actually going to circle back for just a moment to the article. Okay, so what you're looking at here is a video that I put together. That's me actually reading off the article that you see here. You can actually hear me reading exactly what you've got right here. Okay, now rather than giving you a PDF to go opt into and put you on a list, I'm not trying to put you on a list today. I'm just trying to put you on the right path today. There are other ways to connect with me and get on my list. I would love to have you as a subscriber, but just believe me when I tell you that there are plenty of ways to reach me other than just having to be on my email list. Okay, but I wanted to make this immediately accessible to everybody that's in here that's participating in this broadcast and watching it today. So feel free to come out here to whatithinkandmore.com. It's a blog that I put together where I do product launch reviews. I don't really do product discount codes that much, but I'm actually going to start putting some training courses for free out here, and eventually I'll have some paid ones out there as well. But I put a good bit of material together on how to rank and create videos properly on YouTube, how to get those to rank properly and dominate the search engines, and a variety of other tools that have been released in the marketplace that I personally evaluated, that I either own them or I've gotten review copies to go out there and do reviews. So do take a look around, and if you see anything you like, that's great. Feel free to leave a comment if you want to. So this is everything that I've talked about today that I've paraphrased is in detail here. This is the same material that I have in an ebook. Okay, so I actually have it in a PDF format, but I decided to put it in a blog post and make a video out of it. So I took that one piece of content and I used it in multiple ways for you guys. So I wanted to do that because I wanted you to see that, hey, you could distribute this content any way you want to. So you could take one piece of material and turn it into multiple without a whole lot of extra work. Instead of worrying about what to create, what to write, what to do, leverage what you already have. Just take that stuff and put it to good use. So I believe I've got about 10, probably about 20 pages worth of content if you look through here. Feel free to go through here. I would recommend that you take strategies like these. I see we had another couple of people join on Periscope. Um, I, I would suggest that you brainstorm ideas, write them down on paper, put them in a notepad, put them on a whiteboard. You'll notice back over my head here, I actually keep some flip charts on my walls in my office where I write down ideas or things that I'm working on for a product launch or training. And I find that if I put those to paper, I put them out there, then I've got a better chance of remembering what my plan was in the first place. Um, so what I want to do here is actually, now that I've rifled through all this stuff, I want to open it up for questions, and I'm going to try and take a look at all the different networks to see if anybody has any comments or questions, and I will be glad to answer any that I can. So let's start with Periscope, folks. I'm actually looking at my phone, so if you see me looking down here, I'm just trying to see any comments that show up here. Anybody on Periscope have any questions or comments that I can answer for you guys? I'll give you just a moment here. And I do appreciate you guys hanging in there with me for this broadcast. I know I went through this fairly quickly, but I just wanted to get the idea across to you about why that traditional stale free offer doesn't really help that much anymore. Okay, reminder about my setup. So I use a number of tools. I use Open Broadcaster. Okay, Open Broadcaster is free. You can go to obsstudio.com. That's obsstudio.com. Um, I use a Logitech webcam. I've actually got a podcasting mic. I found that if I use headsets when I'm talking, I reduce the echo in my office, and I actually have a cleaner signal when I'm speaking. Um, as far as the setup goes, I use a service called Restream.io. Okay, and I set up all my channels for my different broadcast networks. It, I will tell you, it's not for the novice. Okay, so if you're a techie and you don't mind getting your hands dirty with setting up software and configuring it, it's really powerful. As you can see, I can very easily switch between scenes. I can move around. I can present my material in a way that is organized and more methodical in how I go about demonstrating it. So with Restream.io, they are actually what's called an aggregation service, a stream aggregation service, where they actually give you a streaming URL that you plug into Open Broadcaster, and you take that and you actually broadcast out to one place, and that's Restream.io. You have all your other stuff connected, like with Periscope. I actually had to take my iPhone, connect my Periscope broadcast over to my stream. Okay, I had to make sure I turned all that on and start the process off. Same way with Facebook, I had to go set my broadcast up and get it ready so that on Facebook Live that things come across and I can start streaming, because Facebook only gives you a temporary key to use that's good for 24 hours, I believe. So I broadcast to my personal profile today. You could just as easily do that to a group or a page. There's plenty of other solutions I'm seeing people come out with where they're letting you stream to multiple Facebook pages at once. But what I'm not seeing are other people that are leveraging multiple channels like I'm doing right now. There may be a few, but being the tech weenie that I am, I decided to make that work. Now that leads me into what I've got coming up. I'm creating a product called Broadcast Dominator, and what it is I do training videos. I've broken it down step by step. I give you all the resources to set up everything that I'm doing here the way that I'm doing it. I do plan on launching that product later this next month. I wanted to do it this month. With the holidays, it just wasn't possible. And I noticed there were a lot of other guys that that had product launches around the same time I wanted to do it, and I try not to do that at the same time when somebody else is. So my plan is mid to late January having it ready. That'll give me time to work out some other videos and get some other stuff together. It is going to be the price tag. I'm kind of settled on $97 on the front end offer right now, and that gets you all the basics of how to set things up. But then with the one time offer is actually going to be $197, and the reason being is I'm going to be showing you guys how to rebroadcast stuff that you've already recorded, how to do a whole bunch of really slick ninja automation tricks to go out there and advertise your broadcast automatically, to go out there and get it out to the maximum number of places that you can at once, because it's all about connecting and building up these profiles and reaching all these folks at one time. That's where you really get the results. It's not just the Periscopes or just the Facebook Lives or just the YouTubes. It's all about that brand presence, about that visibility, and being able to hit the world all at once from different angles. So I haven't quite settled on those prices yet, but I can promise you that the quality of the product, I'm really trying to put a lot of hours into it. I'm trying to make it worthwhile, and it will be stuff that you can implement, and you can reach me. Okay, you can always chat with me and reach me. I don't always have my chat client open, but you'll notice over here on the What I Think and More site, as well as my main website at fmgplan.com and others, I keep a chat box. Let me show you guys. Give me just a second. See the little live chat box down in the corner down here? Okay, so I keep that chat available to assist people whenever I can. So feel free to click on it if you want to ask me a question. I keep my chat client going on my smartphone. I I am connected. I'm always connected with some kind of device, whether it be a watch, whether it's a phone, or I'm in front of a computer. So, um, guys, this is really the the culmination of what I've been trying to do inside these types of broadcasts. Thanks for sharing the setup. We use Switchboard, but I'm looking into Restream. That's good. Yeah, there's other services out there. That was a Periscope comment that came across. There's Wirecast. There's a whole number of other ones that are premium services. The only thing I pay for will Restream until they add it. I pay the $14.99 a month for a custom streaming channel. So each additional channel that's not in their huge list of the 30 plus networks, Facebook Live is not one of those. So I actually pay for that, and I go out and I set up the broadcast manually on Facebook before I start it, and I pay for being able to do that at the same time and leverage it. The business I get back from Facebook and the other broadcasts more than covers the cost of doing it. But the Restream.io service itself is totally free. So my goal was to put together a set of videos for everybody and a set of training that leverages free tools. So more about that in another broadcast. I want to go ahead and wrap this one up. If there aren't any other questions, don't really see too many right now, but if there aren't any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this broadcast up. I hope it's been helpful. I hope it's been informative. Let's see. Best Dues just joined on Periscope. Let's see. What do you got? We feed into TriCaster so we can switch 4 cameras and net connections. So if you're trying to switch cameras, you can do that with Open Broadcaster as well. So however many video sources you can support inside of your configuration on your computer, I will go check out your scopes. However many you have, you could certainly switch camera angles. You could have a green screen somewhere. You can easily switch between them. Here's why I like Open Broadcaster. I like Open Broadcaster because it's part of the open source community, and open source software is contributed to by thousands of developers. And OBS has been around for a little while, and unlike a standalone company that might not use open source technology, they have a community helping support the platform and build it up. So that's I wouldn't recommend every piece of open source software, but I can tell you that the build for Open Broadcaster, I noticed when I started it a few minutes ago prior to this one, that it actually has an update since 2 days ago. So they're always updating it. We use OBS for other things. That's great. Whatever works for you. It's all about the concept of using multicasting and streaming across multiple channels. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. I am going to try and do another broadcast before the weekend's out. I believe my wife and I have some New Year's plans, so I'm going to spend time with her, and we're going to do some things there. Uh, Now that I'm an empty nester and kids are out of the house, we ain't got to worry about things as much anymore. So it's it's a lot more comfortable and laid back now, and I can actually focus on doing some of this more strategically now. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. Some of you may already know how to do this. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the appreciation. I always welcome it, and I do look to be more active and offer more useful information to you guys. I am going to put a survey up on my website here soon to try and poll for more content ideas. I've got plenty to talk about, but I want to be able to deliver what you're looking for. Okay, so I want to be able to help where I can. So you guys feel free to connect with me if you need to chat with me there. You'll notice when you go to my website, where am I based? I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, or just outside of Birmingham, Alabama, in a little town called Moody. And I just enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the weather right now. It's all over the place, but it's comfortable. So it was great meeting with you folks on the different networks today. I hope it's been informative, and I will see you on the next broadcast. So you have a great one.